I got involved in wrestling when I was in 7th grade, so that was 4 years ago. And so my sister actually started wrestling before me, and she went to the AAU state tournament, and I saw her wrestling, and then I also saw Felicity Taylor, who's in college wrestling right now. I saw her wrestling there.
I remember that conversation very clearly. She said, "I want to wrestle." And her mom and I looked at each other and thought, okay, because Naomi, as successful as she is on the mat, she is one of the kindest and gentlest people I know, especially when she was a 6th grader. And so we were, I would say, supportive but skeptical. But Naomi sort of grabbed the bull by the horns, as it were, and ran with it. So.
My first day of practice, I was pretty scared. There was 2 other girls on the team with me, and then the rest of the team was the boys, and it was pretty scary, but I was also really excited for it. My 7th grade year was kind of rough. I got bullied a little bit, but then I started getting better, and I started wrestling more, and I just started getting more comfortable being on the team with the boys. With wrestling in particular, since it's a weight class sport, managing your weight as a female athlete is way harder than as a male athlete. Like in the past couple of years, that's been one of the bigger struggles for me. I mean, in Decorah, we're lucky. We have a huge girls team, huge support for our whole team.
For her, as far as it's specifically for coaching Naomi, I definitely am conscious of the sort of dad coach role and try to maintain good boundaries both in the wrestling room and at home. And I like to think I'm successful on that, but there's always room for improvement, and it's something that I'm conscious about. I mean, the state championships are great, but I think really for me, what I really appreciate the most is that Naomi is the one driving the bus. I'm merely in a support role, and I can't wait until I'm obsolete as a coach, and I'm getting close to that point, and I'm really happy about that. But she's the one who is getting up in the morning. I don't wake her up to go get her lifts in or go running. That's entirely on her. So I think that's one thing that I really appreciate about this experience.
Like, all my matches freshman year had been pretty easy. I wrestled this one girl a bunch of times, and those were my hardest matches. I won all of them, but a couple of them got really close. So that was like, I was really preparing for wrestling like harder matches, and that happened more in the room than it did in competition. Before my matches, I pretty much like isolated myself, collected all my thoughts, and like just talked with my coaches about like how I was feeling, what my plan was for the match. And then I went out and I wrestled.
These girls, Simon gets her. She gets her to throw. That's tight right there. 10 seconds is all that's left on the clock though.
She's got short time here.
Simon in the beat. Decorah does get the ball with 3 seconds left on the clock in the second period. We knew something like that was probably going to happen, Rachel, and it did. These 2 Warrior girls here were just going after it. Upper body. Give credit to Bella Porcelli right there. They went after it big time in a fall in 3:57 for Naomi Simon of Decorah.
first thing I remember after winning was I look over and everybody in the stands, my team, everybody was just so excited, and like it was so cool. I got engulfed by my team at the end. That was funny. Pretty much the same thing, but this year they announced right before the finals that they were finally going to sanction wrestling after 4 years of procrastination.
And that is, we sanction girls wrestling.
And like I knew I was wrestling for a sport where like little girls, like 7-year-olds, would be like, hey, I can be a varsity athlete. Definitely having more support. In Decorah, obviously, we're really lucky. We have a lot of things that a lot of girls teams don't. You know, more coaches who support and want to coach women in the wrestling room, and also like more community surrounding the sport.
As far as other wrestlers, I really enjoy it. I think coaching on the girls' side is definitely different than coaching on the boys' side. I think a lot of the girls come in without having any preconceptions about what wrestling is or what they think they know about wrestling. And so it's, generally speaking, I think they do a better job of listening and are somewhat more coachable. But I think as cultures change and as I'd say people who are moving through the wrestling program in Decorah, as they're used to having Lee Fullhart as their coach and seeing that progression and that progress, I think that'll change as well. So
I would say, you know, it's gonna be a little difficult because not everybody's gonna, you know, want you around or support you, but there are always people out there who will support you, and you know, once you get going, it's fun.